Hi everyone, welcome back. We're about to voice our opinions and listen to yours. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Anton.
And we are student voice at Hull College.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to an extremely special edition of the Student Voice. My name is Adam Naylor, business tutor, program lead. I am still joined here by your two favourite people, Charlotte and Anton, both of my level 3 business students. Today, I have asked to take the reins in terms of taking this podcast because I want to talk all about them. And I knew that if I had asked them to do this, that they wouldn't do it. So, as the evil person I am somewhat tricking them into talking about themselves. Because, Lordiness, if you've listened to all the previous episodes, you've heard me talk way too much. So now, I'm bored of myself. You're probably bored of hearing my voice. So let's talk about Charlotte and let's talk about Anton. So, to start us off, Anton, introduce yourself.
Hang on.
We just got blindsided.
But that's the best part. Okay,
Yes,
anyways.
I did not warn them that they was going to be talking about themselves.
Alright, so anyways, my name is Anton Zolotarev, and a hard last name. Just call me Anton for the sake of it. Yeah, I am a very extremely social person. Put me in a room filled with people, and I'll probably be the first one to talk. Hell, I'll probably even say a joke first, which I probably will do. Or, better yet, cartwheel, just out of nowhere.
Yes, that is true. I
Yeah.
have seen Anton Catwheel more times than I would care to admit.
Yeah.
But, so, one of the reasons as well... Sorry, Charlotte, I'm missing you out. Sorry.
That's alright,
Sorry,
that's
Charlotte.
fine.
No, please, Charlotte, talk.
Introduce yourself.
Who are you?
I'm Charlotte Williams. I'm probably the opposite of Anton. Put me in a room with a load of people, I'll be the last one to talk. And I definitely won't be doing any cartwheels.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah.
So, as well as me asking you guys to talk about yourself, I wanted to sort of use this opportunity to touch base with you guys. So, obviously, you guys have been doing this podcast for how many weeks now? I think we're
More than 2.
Thank you, Anton. More than 2. I think we're on episode 10. Is this episode 10?
Yeah. No.
10 or 11.
10 or 11. So we are definitely getting there, aren't we? So I would like you guys, and this is a task that I'm putting on both of you whilst we've got the whole world listening to us.
How exciting.
How excited to talk about the skills and experience that you have learned by doing this.
Doing what?
Oh, gosh.
I'm a bit confused. Oh, you mean the podcast? Oh, that's... I get
Do
it.
not edit that out. Leave that in, please. Okay, so if you think back to 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, a bit longer than that now, actually. I think this has been going on since longer than I can remember. When I shared this idea with you guys of doing sort of a weekly college podcast talking about all these issues, these things, the topics that you've discussed and the topics that we are planning on discussing, how did you feel about doing it? How did you react to it? What swayed it for you to actually be like, yeah, go on then, we'll give this a try? And then what have you learned, 2 months down the line? What skills do you think you have? What experience that you think you can have that you can use in the wider world? Because podcast is fantastic, don't get me wrong.
Oh, it is.
It is. It's absolutely fantastic. And you guys have created this. You guys have created this and done this, and it's an amazing thing. But you guys need to be getting something out of this as well. So I want to see what skills are going to be on your CV and glowing. So any potential employer can be like, yes, Anton Zolotarev, what a guy. Co-host of the Student Voice.
Co-star.
Co-star. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Co-star. Bloody hell.
Bit posh.
All right, John Collins, calm down. Bloomin' heck. Co-star is like John Collins and Betty Davis in here. Now that's a reference from like the 1950s. So I'm acting my age right now.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have none of this tactic. Back in my day,
Boomer moment.
but we had no tactic. We had no witter. We had no book face. We had good old-fashioned newspaper. Yeah, but anyway, I could do that all day. It's my favourite voice to do. But yes, but think back to maybe, 2 months ago, because I was here the first ever episode that you did, and, He was nervous, the pair, yeah. I was
Especially
nervous.
Charlotte. I mean, she was just shy. Just
Yeah.
Yeah. As she rightly said, she's an introvert, and I think this one works really well because, if you forgive me saying, we do have an introvert and we do have an extrovert.
the combination.
It's usually the best type of combination. If you get two extroverts, there you suddenly find that the room's bouncing. If you get two introverts,
It's silent.
yeah, because no one wants to be the first one to talk. So I think having an introvert and an extrovert works really well. So, Charlotte, I'm going to pick on you. How did you feel about this podcast 2 months ago?
Well, you pulled us aside in lessons and gave us the idea. And my first thought was, absolutely not. I'm not talking on a podcast, but no, I thought, yeah, I was nervous about it. I talk a lot to the people that I'm close with,
Yeah.
but outside of that zone, I don't talk a lot to other people. So yeah, I was nervous about that. But then I thought about it, I thought, actually, it might get my confidence up, might improve my social skills.
Get some more XP into that charisma slot.
I think it has.
Yes, it is. It absolutely.
Yeah, it has, absolutely. So one of the things that one of the things, and we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, what we did with Dan, about being a teacher, and we see the students that come in on that first day and they're hiding in a corner, probably got their AirPods in and don't want to take them out, got the hair down to try and hide it and all that good stuff. And they just don't want to talk because they're nervous, they're uncomfortable, they don't like the situation. And Charlotte, if you give me saying, whilst you obviously didn't have your headphones in and you did definitely crack on with the work, you was one of those students. You sort of hid in the corner. You wasn't a person that put the hand up. I can't even get my words up today. Wasn't one of the people that put the hands up to answer questions.
So we had to pull you out.
Well, you can't force people to be somewhat extroverted, and you'd never want to force people. Obviously, in an ideal scenario, everybody would be somewhat talkative, but we live in the real world, and that's not the case at all, is it? If you put me in an uncomfortable situation, you best believe that I'll be one of those in the back of the corner and be like, oh my gosh, please don't ask me a question. So, you was nervous, and now look at you. You are co-star, not a co-host, co-star. Co-star.
Yeah, exactly.
Co-star. You are the Eamon and Ruth Holmes. Both of the, oh my gosh, I'm ready. You don't know whatever. But yeah, two co-stars and you're doing amazing, and so you've talked about your confidence coming up. What other skills do you think you have taken from this?
Communication was the social skills.
Yeah.
Well, I've been actually doing the time management for the recording. I've been doing the editing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for the record, for the sort of offline, without Charlotte and Anton, this podcast would not be podcasting very well. Anton's with his ideas, Charlotte with her editing, me with my my hair, and Alice as well. Alice, we love you. We love and miss you. We love and miss you, gal. Hope you're having a lovely half term. But yeah, it's been great actually, because I would probably say that your communication skills has been, boomed. Not that there was anything wrong with them. Let's be honest. A bit of context about Charlotte and her work's outstanding. Straight distinctions across the board, and which is a really difficult feat, especially for level 3 BTEC. Seeing that confidence and those communication skills is always a great thing. Right, let's move on to the Russian roulette himself, Anton Zolotarev.
Well, personally for me, well, even before the podcast, I was always great with talking with people, but if anything, to be fair, I kind of always wanted to experience what it would be like to be on a podcast and stuff, because I kind of listened to a few, when I have free time, got nothing else to do, switch something on. And even when I was a little kid, I always dreamed of, well, not necessarily dreamed, but wanted to be some kind of, I don't know, internet star, YouTuber or something. So if anything, this could be a good touchstone. This could be a good foundation to what maybe I will do or maybe I will not do in the future. Anything is possible, and if anything, I think this is a very good experience for me to just get into this world of, I don't even know how to even call it, digital
Content creation, I think that's what I pinpoint it as.
Yeah, but basically, content creator.
You'd make a fantastic internet sensation, Anton, I will say.
I will. I just need to pinpoint what exactly to do. Stick to that formula, and I will be famous. I know I will.
This is the point where I'm going to ask Anton to write me an autograph. I'm going to stick it in a drawer somewhere. And then in about 10, 15 years when he's famous, sell that on eBay and like make a right pretty penny. Don't be forgetting about me when you're rich and famous, you know.
I won't.
Don't be forgetting about me.
No. I don't forget a good teacher. I never do.
Well,
The one who put you on the podcast.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So if anything, thank you.
Yeah, but in all fairness, if anyone's going to be famous out of this room, Anton is definitely going to be you, for better or for worse. But no, so a bit of my rationale about why I chose you specifically, Anton, is because you're a great talker.
Aww.
You're a great talker. Let's be honest, you could probably talk to someone in an empty room and that conversation would be flowing about 6 hours later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I knew you'd be a perfect fit for this. So what other skills do you think you've taken from this then, Anton?
Just time, organization, just adding this little layer of like responsibility
Yes.
into my life. I mean, that's always a good thing. I mean, better than just, wake up in the morning, eat my breakfast, brush my teeth. No, that's the opposite. Brush my teeth, yeah. But just add a...
Wait, you brush
Yeah.
your teeth and then eat your breakfast?
No, that was... no, I just started... No. It's the other way around. I brush my teeth, eat my breakfast, get out of bed... No. Wait. No. Okay, it's like that one episode when I was talking about like cereal and like how I put the milk in first, microwave it, and then add the cereal in. Why are y'all looking at me like that?
Because
So for the purpose of the tip, I've now just realised that this is going to be Anton's last episode.
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding. Well, okay. I mean, I've seen weirder things than warm milk and cornflakes, but
But basically, as I was saying, responsibility. Another layer of good old responsibility is always a good thing.
Yeah, and do you know what? Actually, that's quite a really good point. Because obviously, as a teacher in the college and all that stuff, me as well as all the other teachers as well, we try and give you, things to challenge you academically. I writing something or presenting something or something to assist you to communicate a little bit more, or teamwork, or whatever these soft skills that people may need. But a lot of the time, that responsibility is kind of not our responsibility. As teachers, I would probably argue, I'm sure there'll be somebody that says, oh yeah, but it is your responsibility. But, I would argue that this is something that you learn yourself. Mm-hmm. And I suppose as a teacher, it would be sort of my responsibility to assist with that. But, outside of a classroom, that responsibility tends to come directly from yourself, i.e. filter from your home life or your personal skills. Charlotte, for example, you work part-time. Anton, you work part-time now, don't you?
I'm trying to find a part-time.
Yeah, but you're doing the responsible thing and looking for it, aren't you? Aren't you? That sounds real northern, don't you? Aren't you? Aren't you, mate? But yeah, so, that element of responsibility is... I don't want to say it's a rarity, because it's not a rarity, because it does happen, and it is fairly common, but it's something that not every single student has. And, we see it. I'm sure we see it in our class. We see it outside of our class. We see it, anyone and everyone, some degree of responsibility, what they have. And you always seem to find those who has experienced that responsibility, genuinely, are the ones that take control of their learning more so than most. And that's kind of what it's all about. It's taking control of your learning. The ideal thing for me as a teacher is to step back and be like, okay, you do what you need to do. I'll be here if you've got questions. Not me standing over saying, write this, do that, write this, do that. Think about when you're at work. Your manager's not going to be stood with you every 5 seconds saying, right, do this now, or do that now. You'll be saying, okay, do your job, and you're expected to go off and do it. Same with teaching, and not teaching, but same with like learning, for example. You get given the content from me, you get it structured, you get it scaffolded, so you should be comfortable with it. And then the assignments, it is up to you. Your time to sharp. And you both are a prime example, doing really well with that. So
16,000 words?
Yeah, 16,000 words. What was it, 15 and a half, wasn't it?
I think like 15, yeah.
Yeah, 15,000 word in an assignment. That was a fun Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning. That was a fun essay to mark. But what it shows though is that you've done the effort. We laugh and we make an odd joke about doing 15,000 word for an assignment when perhaps that I would probably argue that is excessive, as I've said to you off the podcast. Yeah, and I think that yourself. But at the end of the day, what it looks like is that you've made doubly, triply, quadruple sure that you've hit all the criteria possible in this course and probably 6 others as well. But you've took responsibility for your own learning and said, I'm not leaving this any stone unturned, which, I'm not going to refuse to mark an essay because of that. We'll just coach you how to compress your learning, how to compress, how to make your writing more concise, etc., etc. And again, that's my job as a teacher to coach. So, yeah, that's why I really wanted to blindside you on this podcast, is to talk about you and your skills and what you've took out of this so far. And I realise that this is really early days. We're talking 2 months into what I would imagine a minimum of 14 months of podcasting. You're going to have another year left to go, aren't you? Perhaps even longer. If
Season 2.
Season 2, the sequel. Oh my gosh, yeah, season 2. Season 2, season 3, the sequel.
The movie,
yeah, the reboot. Yeah, and then 30 years later, we'll get another reboot. And he'll come back in about 50 years or so when the money's dried out. But yeah, it's a journey, and I'm really sort of curious to see where you're going to end up with this, because I've said this is day one, though. This has the potential to be an amazing thing, and I see it behind the scenes as well. More people are talking about this, or genuine more people are talking about this.
We just need to get more promotion out there, like posters around the college.
Do you know what the first unit is we're doing next year?
What?
Digital marketing.
Yes.
And you need to create a digital marketing campaign on something of your choice.
Oh, I could do the podcast.
We could do the podcast.
You could
exactly.
Do the podcast. Yes, absolutely. And that's something that we're starting in September.
Excellent.
But yeah, digital marketing is something that we're starting off with. So that is definitely an opportunity to do that. And I also think as well, a new year, new start, so to speak, a bit of a refresh. Every new year is a little bit of a reset button on at the college. Like think of it as when you're playing a game, you press reset. Yeah. All the settings are still there, but it's a new opportunity, a new day, new start, so to speak. And I think with really being here from the start of the year and starting up at the start of the year as well, should be able to gain a lot more traction as well. So I see hell of a lot of potential with this, and I think you guys are doing absolutely fantastically, and I'm sure the audience agrees with me. So I'm going to wrap this up a little bit short and sweet. So I just wanted to come on and sort of blindside. I can't even talk. I'm really struggling to talk. I wanted to pull the wool over Charlotte and Anton's eyes and talk about them for a change, because we talk about me and we talk about the college, but we don't talk about them. So I wanted to use this opportunity to do so, to make sure that these guys aren't feeling underappreciated. So I'm going to wrap it up as the 10th or 11th episode of The Student Voice. Don't ask me to do my math skills, as I can't. And as always, a humongous thank you to Charlotte and Anton. I cannot sing their praises hard enough. They are both doing an absolutely wonderful job in creating and managing this thing. The responsibility on these two guys' shoulders is immense, and they are both excelling in every way, shape or form, and I could not be any prouder of you. So I wanted to go on record when it's recorded to say that. But, well done so far. Keep it up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the next couple of months unfold, and the next year unfold, and then wherever that takes you, because I see some bright things in your future. So yeah, that wraps up The Student Voice, episode 10/11, or 10.5.
Like and subscribe, and remember, if you want to be a guest, please contact us through Instagram on The Student Voice Podcast. Thank you for listening, and remember, join us next week. Till then, goodbye.